Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om. Namaste, all of you. Welcome back to our continuing study of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha from the pages of Poojya Swamiji's, Poojya Swami Dayananda Saraswati's Gita Home Study course. The objective of our entire body of scriptures, especially spiritual literature, is to highlight just one point. Since the spiritual literature primarily focuses on the moksha purushartha, the fundamental teaching is to develop a very sharp, discriminative faculty to discriminate between the Atma and Anatma. Or it is known through several nomenclature: Atma, Anatma, Viveka, Drik, Drishya, Viveka, Purusha, Prakriti, Viveka, Satya, Mithya, Viveka. And to develop this, our teachers use various prakriyas. To teach us this important lesson, our teachers use various prakriyas. It can be the Panchakosha prakriya or the Avasthatraya prakriya or the Shariratraya prakriya. It can be different methods of bringing out the basic difference between Atma and Anatma. It can be also Saguna Nirguna Prakriya or Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Prakriya. Drik Drishya Viveka Prakriya. Many methods are used to help us discriminate between what is real and what is unreal. Because it is the lack of discriminating between these two, the Satyam and Mithya, is the cause of all problems, the cause of samsara. The misplaced understanding, the wrong understanding of what is Satyam and what is Mithya. To understand these two terms and their natures, is very vital to rid ourselves, to free ourselves of this wrong thinking, which causes a seeming feeling of being bound. Whereas we are actually free all the time. There is only a seeming, a false notion, a wrong notion that we are bound when we can never be bound. It is to bring out this clarity of understanding that our gurus are continuously striving, tirelessly striving to educate us. It is a continuous education program, which is very evident through the fact that Lord Krishna taught Arjuna throughout the Gita. He educated Arjuna. It was a samvada. Krishna teaches, then Arjuna raises doubts, then Krishna teaches further to clarify Arjuna's doubts, and the teaching goes on and on and on until a point when Krishna asks Arjuna, "Are you clear now? Is your is your deluded intellect clear? Does it not have any more doubts? I hope there are no more doubts in your intellect, and you are ready to pick up your Gandiva and your arrows to wage this war against adharma." Then Arjuna answers by saying, "Nashto moha smritir labdha." He says to Krishna in the at the end of the 18th chapter. So it is a continuous education program until the student is confident and the guru, first of all, is confident that the student has received the message, and the student can now take care of himself in and through life's situations and remain like the example that Lord Krishna gives in the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Padmapatra iva ambasa, like a lotus leaf, although in water is not wet by the water that it is living in. Even the water beads, the water drops that fall on the lotus leaf cannot wet the lotus leaf. Akledyaha ahamasmi. This understanding has to become very clear in the student's mind. We are now trying to understand Krishna's message in the 16th shloka of chapter 2, in which Lord Krishna is And along with Lord Krishna, our Acharyas, Adi Shankaracharya, Poojya Swamiji, Swami Paramarthananda, they are all striving tirelessly to help us understand the difference between Satyam and Mithya. To explain the meaning of this naughty verse, Na sato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate satah, ubhayorapi drishtontah, tvanayostatvadarshibhihi. So let us pick up the thread where we left the last capsule and take it forward. Poojya Swamiji was relating a story about two scholars, an Advaita scholar and a Dvaita scholar, who approached the ruler in those times and presented their cases as to why Advaita is superior or why Dvaita is superior. We will pick up the thread where we left off and take our study forward. So this section was titled The Confusion Between Satyam and Mithya, or Satya and Mithya. And Swamiji was relating a story to us. We reached a point in the story that the time came when the king went on a big pilgrimage, accompanied by a large retinue, including his two teachers, the Advaiti and the Dvaiti. As they walked through a forest which was infested with many wild animals, a huge elephant with enormous tusks confronted them. The first scholar spied the elephant first and cried out, "Elephant, Maharaj, elephant!" He then began to run, and of course, everyone else ran too. It should be remembered that these Advaitis are all very alert people. And because they understand things as they are absolutely practical also. Because they are not encumbered by projections, problems, or shadows, they are free to deal with things objectively. So, the scholar was the first to see the elephant and run. The king also ran along with everybody, including the Dvaiti. After this adventure was over, the king decided to camp and start out again the next day when there had been time to check for safety. While the king was relaxing, the second scholar went to him and said, "O Lord, did you see how our Advaita Guru ran?" The king remarked that he indeed had run very well. In fact, he reached safely before the others. "That is what I mean," said the Dvaiti. He says the world is mithya, and yet he ran away from the elephant. If this world is mithya, then the elephant must also be mithya. Why did he run from a mithya elephant? Everything he has been teaching is all verbal nonsense. That is why, Maharaj, I told you that there is no mithya. Everything is satya. The second scholar then pressed his point a little further. I do not understand his running given what he teaches. Perhaps Maharaj understands it better. The king also found that it did not make sense to him. So he summoned the Advaita Guru and asked him to explain himself. Out of respect for his teacher, the king gave him an opportunity to explain himself. He asked, Sir, you said everything is mithya. Therefore, the elephant is also mithya, is it not? The scholar agreed that this was correct. Then why did you run away from the elephant? The king asked. Let us see how the Advaita Guru answers the king's question in the capsule to follow. Hari Om.